Right here, I said sit down, right there, don't go nowhere, little baby gon' shake that, 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 said yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, I said sit down, right there, don't go nowhere, I said yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, I said sit down, right there, don't go.
Man, what's going on, man? We back, bro. Another video from Napoleon Blownapart. The rise and fall of the Ultimate Fighter Supercut Edition. Now, you see, this vid is 4 hours long, bro, so I'm gonna have to chop it up a little bit, but let's get into like the first little 30 minutes, bro. See what he talking about.
Come on, sit here for a while, Jackie. Watch some TV with me.
What the hell? It's the video of the room.
Let's just sit here for a while, okay?
Gotta believe in me. Always late.
Flavor Flav.
Here. Get out of my way. Stop.
On this season of The Ultimate Fighter, 16 of the country's best unsigned mixed martial arts fighters.
Big Nady. I'm an instigator. Josh Kochek.
Titties, and he ain't got no titties.
Yo, Rampage Jackson was wilding on. Let me bang, bro. Let me bang. BJ Penn is crazy. Big Forrest Griffin, man. We used to love him in the video game. Forrest Griffin used to get active. TUF 16. The Ultimate Fighter draws record low ratings at, bro, that's a lot of viewers, bro. Imagine if I had that many viewers, bro. Boy, that's record low ratings, bro. Bro, there's no way after season 16 y'all hit even lower ratings with, bro, what? I mean, the real problem with the series is there's no interesting personalities in said series. And then it's like, because anybody that you would want to see actually do a TUF, bro, they're making too much money to be like, yeah, let me take this 10K or whatever the hell Dana giving them, because you know he hoeing.
If you watched cable TV in the early 2000s, you'll recall that it was the worst era for televisual entertainment since the 1800s, when filthy urchins gathered outside the local grime factory and stared at their own pox-riddled reflections in a puddle and pretended it was a television. It was also probably the last time you
Damn, that's what Rob used to look like. Bro, Rob is fat as hell.
watched cable and filthy urchins
Rob
gathered
is fat as hell now.
outside the local grime factory and stared at their own pox-riddled reflections in a puddle and pretended it was a television.
This might have been the worst thing that ever happened to society.
It was also probably
Top 7.
the last time you watched cable TV.
I'm talking about one of the worst, bro. Like, bro, it's one of the worst things that ever happened to society. And the fact that I gotta see commercial about these hoes.
For decades, producing shows required the hiring of actors, writers, and directors, all those things that made actual TV shows like Friends or Buffy the cultural dreadnoughts of the 90s.
The goats. Oh my god. I forgot about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That was crack rock, bro. That's another one that I slept on. Like, bro, Buffy was in her bag.
But TV companies were painfully aware of how much it cost to produce the average season of something like Friends, where each friend was paid $1 million per episode.
Honey. Damn, they was getting money on.
to act like they actually liked each other and that Ross wasn't a sociopathic cannibal. All the evidence is hiding in plain sight.
But why you gotta try Ross like that, bro? I'm saying. Bro, what?
I'm just saying, look into it. If only there was some way to make a TV show with compelling characters, but not have to pay them, write a script for them, or direct them.
Like, bro, that's the only problem. If you would just pay them, they would have no problem going. But it's like, bro, you want me to spend multiple weeks away from my family to film this weak ass and barely pay me, if not at all? What? What?
The answer to every TV executive's satanic chanting came in the early 2000s, when TV would come to be dominated by that syndicated harbinger of the apocalypse, reality TV. The seed had been planted way back in the early 90s, when a former Cincinnati mayor named Jerry Springer ruled the airwaves.
Jerry. Damn, bro. I think Jerry dead. R.I.P. Jerry.
Springer summoned forth the finest examples of trailer park wildlife in order to humiliate them for ratings, and so
Jerry used to be the GOAT. I'm talking about, bro. You get home early, bro. Jerry on the TV, bro, and it's busting for no reason. And then Maury coming on right after it on some others. Like, bro, go to the game, bro. Go to the game.
his audience could feel a bit better about themselves.
Hard as a rock, baby, shall we say.
By the mid-90s, former music channel and current reality TV spawn point, MTV, struck gold when they came up with the vaguely creepy idea
Ew, what the hell was that?
of filming people's everyday lives and serializing it.
This is the true story
True story.
of 7 strangers
Picked to live in a house.
and have their lives changed.
What is it, real world?
The Real World is considered by most TV experts to be the first ever reality TV series, and by most
The big downfall of TV?
theologists as the opening of the seventh seal. MTV's programming would eventually become so heavily reliant on reality TV that nowadays the M in MTV is purely decorative. The unfathomable success of The Jerry Springer Show and The Real
Ay. Where that John say Kung Fu Hillbilly Ninja Master? Boy, ain't no way in hell.
World made them the blueprint for what was to come.
Like, bro, that's the wildest shit that's ever created.
No actors were needed, no scripts were needed, and no intelligence on the part of the viewer was needed. All of this led to the eventual nexus point of reality TV, Big Brother, in 2000. From that point onwards, reality shows were to cable TV what the trending section is to YouTube, a depressing morass of cheaply produced trash that would dump.
He did try Mr. Beast. I'm trying to tell you. But I ain't gonna lie, the rest of it is really trash though. At least Mr. Beast is trying to do his philanthropic thing. I don't know what the hell the rest of these doing.
Dominate viewing habits for the next 2 decades, only with slightly less shock faces. But cheaply produced trash that generated higher ratings than if
if you would have put a beat to this, bro, it would have looked like he would break
O.J. Simpson.
shit.
Cheaply produced trash that would dominate viewing habits for the next 2 decades, only with slightly less shock faces. But cheaply produced trash that generated higher ratings than if O.J. Simpson's Bronco had been filled with strippers and Nazi gold was exactly what the UFC was looking for to save them from complete financial ruin.
Martial moments with creepy Hayachi. Yellow TV gave us the best moment of Luke Rockhold's career. Huh? The disrespect. When he outed himself as the biggest.
What's the problem?
Well, he was a little disrespectful. He was like, "Here, do you spit or swallow?" And I was just like, "Excuse me?"
You rather swallow or spit, girl?
What? That's inappropriate.
Oh. Bro, Luke the GOAT, bro. That is a very important question. Bear with him.
It's
1993.
93. Street Fighter II is the hottest shit in the arcades. Metallica just released their last half-decent album before filing for Chapter 11 creative bankruptcy. And members of a Brazilian family,
I hope that's a joke. Metallica filed for bankruptcy?
are living in Torrance, California, and offering to test their homegrown martial art, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, against all other styles. A man named Art Davey has just seen a series of sketchy VHS tapes of what looks like guys in pajamas.
Bro, like he trying to give him head. That's why I was never into the BJJ. Like, listen to the title of the yo.
Murdering people in their garage. Those pajama-clad asphyxiation enthusiasts were the Gracies. Davey approaches Horry and Gracie with the idea of turning these Gracie garage strangulation sessions into an IRL Mortal Kombat tournament, packaged, sold, and televised to the public at large. The UFC was born.
Oh, that's actually tough. A year after my birth.
Fast forward to 1997, and the UFC fanbase is expanding more rapidly than Tito's head.
You're a fucking punk, dude.
Damn, Persona got some good music. I might play one of them games.
The promotion has abandoned the Mortal Kombat tournament structure in favor of weight classes and championship belts, and we even got cornerstones of the UFC such as Bruce
Big OG Bruce Buffer,
the Just Bleed guy, and the leaked beta version of Joe Rogan.
Look at young Joe. Look at Joe with hair. Aww.
But the UFC had an image problem, and it isn't just Dana White's teeth and hair. No.
Dana look crazy.
Holds barred fighting is banned in most states thanks to politicians confusing it with the shitty Hulk Hogan movie of the same name and banning the wrong one. Senator John McCain is deeply worried that his earnings from Budweiser, boxing's largest sponsor, would suffer if MMA ever became bigger than
John McCain always messed it up.
Boxing. sorry. I mean, he was deeply concerned that impressionable children would be exposed to Tank Abbott, Face the Pain, and the powerhouse acting of Ken Shamrock.
I've heard all the hype. I've seen all the press. It's time to step into the octagon and see if Shamrock can't tame Dan the Beast Severn.
The UFC.
Why in the hell he got Pokemon music in the background, though?
In an effort to get house acting of Ken Shamrock.
I've heard all the hype. I've seen all the press. It's time to step into the octagon and see if
Like, bro, he going to Victory Road? What the hell?
Shamrock can't tame Dan the Beast Severn.
The UFC, in an effort to get uncancelled, set about cleaning up their image. By 2000, all mention of stuff like there are no rules and no holds barred, the bedrock of the UFC image up till then, were scrubbed from existence. Thanks to McCain's meddling, the unified rules of mixed martial arts were grudgingly adopted.
Yo, John McCarthy really a OG in this. Like, bruh, he part of the foundation of this.
No holds barred, the bedrock of the UFC image up till then, were scrubbed from existence.
Look at young John.
Thanks to McCain's meddling, the unified rules of mixed martial arts were grudgingly adopted. Headbutts, hair pulling and groin strikes were banned. More weight classes were introduced, as were 5-minute rounds and the
10 weight classes up from 4. Yeah, weight classes? I'm telling you. Bro, I seen a semi-truck fight a twig. There's no way. There's no way.
10-point must scoring system. If you squinted, the UFC almost looked like a legitimate sport. But for many older fans, these rule changes were a bigger turn-off than a Steven Seagal sex mix.
Me want the Punani. Me want the Punani. Punani remix. Me want the Punani.
Even the patron saint of professional fisting, the Just Bleed guy, drifted away from the sport once it became sanitized and sportified. In an interview with Bloody Elbow,
Bloodsport and Body Paint, James Ladner reveals how he became MMA's most infamous meme. Oh, he's the Just Bleed guy.
James Ladner, aka the Just Bleed guy, the man whose grimacing face and pornographic level of flex
Danny Ucara put this man in the Hall of Fame.
made him the unofficial mascot of the UFC and official mascot of this channel, explained that the adoption of all these rules killed his interest in MMA to such an extent that this man...
But what did you just want to watch? People get bludgeoned to death? We could watch a movie for that.
A guy who looks like what would happen if a tap-out shirt made a wish to become a real boy, is now an accountant who hasn't watched MMA since the 1990s.
Bro, you're an accountant, bro. There's no way he doesn't watch the UFC. Your life boring as respectfully.
Old fans like Ladner drifted away from the UFC as it became more mainstream, but worryingly, new fans weren't arriving to replace them. By 2005, the UFC were putting on better and better shows, the skill level of competitors was evolving, and the days of fighters like Harold Howard were over.
Come on!
Fighters like Jack Liddell.
Who the hell is Jack Liddell? Uncle Chuck.
BJ Penn, Randy Couture and Tito Ortiz were the vanguard of a new era of the UFC, yet the UFC was still about as palatable to the public as Tyron Woodley's singing career.
I'm so in love with you. I'm so done with you. But I'm still in love with you.
Face drop, face drop.
I'm so in love with you. I'm so done with you. But I'm still in love with you. Oh,
Man,
oh my God. And I love and I'm not in love with you.
Bro, hold on, what kind of feature?
In 2001, the UFC had been bought.
Why was Bisping on the feature? Why was Bisping on the feature, bro?
For $2 million by casino owners and legitimate businessmen, Frank and
The Fertitas?
Lorenzo Fertitta. By 2004,
I think one of them owned the Rockets now.
they had sunk $40 million into the UFC and still not seen a single cent of profit. In Japan,
I miss Zuffa.
MMA was thriving. Pride was selling out the Tokyo Dome and its fighters were rock stars.
That's when the games was super tough. Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. EA, you messed up everything, bro. I swear to God, you messed up everything.
But in America, MMA was still a fringe sport enjoyed
I miss THQ.
mostly by screaming lunatics like Ladner. With the UFC on life support, the Fertittas injected their final 10 million shot into what they hoped would
It's that boy Forrest
be the savior of the UFC, a reality TV show called The Ultimate Fighter. As of 2022, The Ultimate Fighter, or TUF for short, has ran for more seasons than the 100 Years' War. There are 30 seasons in total.
Damn.
That's more seasons than Game of Thrones, Star Trek The Next Generation, Buffy, and Stranger Things.
But you got more seasons than One Piece, bro. That's impossible.
Combined. TUF has existed for so long that it can be categorized into its own distinct eras. Seasons 1 to 6 are the we don't know what the fuck we're doing era.
Yo, why do I love that era? Yeah, Hughes versus Sarah, Penn versus Pulver, like Ortiz versus. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, I don't like that Ortiz versus Shamrock. I think it's a better one.
Where the UFC were just throwing Chuck and Randy at a wall to see what sticks, and TUF still had a stink of reality shows like Survivor. Seasons 7 to 14 are the Revenant years, so called because the
Any episode of Rampage is just amazing. Yo, Tito was on like 3 of these.
show had been around long.
Might have been 4. Tough heavyweights, even though both people aren't heavyweights. That's crazy.
Enough that its early contestants were now returning as coaches themselves, and the UFC were experimenting with themed seasons such as Team UK versus Team US. Everything from season 15 onwards is what I like to call the uninterrupted decline into irrelevance.
I mean, yeah, basically. I actually like the McGregor and Faber though. Yeah, that's only because McGregor was talking top tier. I don't remember the Rousey and Tate one. I don't remember that one. Joanna was on that one.
Era, when despite occasional flashes of greatness, the show began to lose whatever spark it once had. There are too many seasons to cover each one in detail in one video, and some seasons simply aren't worth talking about. So instead, we're going to look at each era of TUF, and take a look at the best seasons of each era and the most notable fighters they produced. And for now, we're going to focus on the single most important moment in all of TUF history, and that's the season that saved the UFC, Season 1.
Shaq versus Couture?
That Season 1 of TUF ever happened at all is a God-given miracle. The Fertittas were shopping the idea of TUF around every network that would let them in the door, but the idea gathered less interest than an audiobook narrated by Tito Ortiz. After being rejected by every network that mattered, and some that didn't, the Fertittas
Bro, you gotta chill on Tito, bro.
approached a network called Spike.
Is Spike TV even still a thing? What in the hell? Commercial?
And I don't know about you, but that advert made me grow an extra testicle.
Yeah, no.
Now have 4. Spike was a network solely aimed at cool dudes who liked cool things like gambling, breasts of varying sizes, light machine guns, and the manliest pastime of all, professional fisting.
You better win your fight, because I'm coming on your ass, boy. I'm coming for that ass.
Hey, yo! Aljo, what?
I want to...
Breasts of varying sizes, light machine guns, and the manliest pastime of all, professional fisting.
You better win your fight, because I'm coming...
Aljo, what?
On your ass, boy. I'm coming for that ass.
Did you just call that nigga Bay? Oh, hell.
I want to fuck... I want to fight with Chuck.
Oh, you're trying to be cool?
Yeah, I used to
What?
guys like you in high school.
What?
You better win your fight, because I'm coming on your ass, boy. I'm coming for that ass. Because I want to fuck...
Hey, yo.
I want to fight with Chuck.
Oh, you're trying to be cool?
Yeah, I used to guys like you in high school.
Demetrius is like, bro, what am I here for?
Take care of your underwears. I'm gonna...
Pause?
You, man.
What?
Am I the biggest pussy you have ever met? You want me to suck your dick?
Yeah, I'm gonna put...
There's no way DC said that, but I had to be cut up.
Shame. Do it.
DC what?
Take care of your underwears. I'm gonna you, man.
I pray that was taken out of context.
Am I the biggest pussy you...
Did you just ask this man, is he the biggest pussy? And then say you want me to suck it? What?
You have ever met? You want me to suck your dick?
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in shame. Do it. No, do it. Do it. And enjoy it slowly. Do it. Slowly, day by day. Slowly, day by day. You're so funny. You are. You are.
Hard as a rock.
Tell me, I'm break.
Let me show you something.
It seemed a lock that a network like Spike would pick up the idea of 16 macho men taking part in a cross between the real world and Mortal Kombat. But Spike turned down the UFC and went with an idea hotter than the Earth's core.
A basketball?
Imagine basketball, and now imagine basketball on a trampoline.
Oh, slam ball. Slam ball kind of ass though. Hey yo. Have a pass. Boy, slam ball lasted like 3 years. Horrible.
Slam ball is like one of those fever dream ideas that video game designers had in the 90s, where all the most extreme sports were combined into a homunculus of downhill speedball, snowboard, fight shooting. That's slam ball, and it's what Spike were betting would be the next big hit, and not this ultimate fighting nonsense. The Fertittas were dumbstruck. Their last hope had just shut them down in favor of an idea that sounded like it had been discovered on the door.
Oh my god, but getting punched on.
Of a Dave & Buster's toilet. In a last-ditch effort, the Fertittas approached Spike once more and pitched a revised idea. Ultimate fighting on trampolines.
On trampoline? Bro, that would've been crazy. Why the hell these... Do Uriah Faber skydiving MMA makes more sense, bro?
The Fertittas actually pitched the idea of paying for the entire season of TUF themselves and offering it completely free to Spike. All they had to do was air it. Once they heard the word free, Spike were on board, and season 1 of TUF was go. Episode...
That's good entrepreneurship. I mean, you gotta have the money to do that, but...
1 of TUF aired on April 9th, 2005. The first thing you'll notice...
That man playing Yu-Gi-Oh music.
Notice about TUF is that its marketing is so extreme, it's in danger of being put on an FBI watch list for radicalizing viewers.
Yeah, I would definitely duel to this. Oh god.
There's scenes of projectile vomit, blood, knockouts, and scantily clad women, and we're still only in the fucking intro. You'll also notice that fighters aren't referred to as mixed martial artists, but ultimate fighters. They don't even call it MMA. It's almost always referred to as ultimate fighting.
We love the Ultimates.
The UFC wants you to know that this is the dark souls of reality TV, and it is not for casuals. TUF continues its relentless assault on your senses with that goddamn theme tune. Rap and what...
Bruh. Copyright, bro. What are we doing?
Actually have been a virus. In actuality, this musical monster energy drink was created by a guy called Jared Mendelsohn. a man whose only other musical credit that I can find is composing the soundtrack for Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun. We're introduced to the 16 fighters who make up the contestants.
Yo, why the hell do Forrest keep looking like that, bro? But put your head up, youngin'.
And for anyone familiar with
he look menacing as hell.
MMA of the late 2000s, the TUF 1 lineup is like a stroll down memory loss lane. The TUF 1 lineup was basically an all-star team consisting of Diego Sanchez, Forrest Griffin, Josh Koscheck, Nate Quarry, Kenny Florian, Stefan Bonner, Chris Lieben and Mike Swick. All men who would go on to have successful UFC careers. But this was 17 years ago, long before any of them found fame in the octagon, and the two men tasked with molding these unrefined
Damn, what the hell wrong with Forrest's arm? I think it's
talented,
broken.
all men who would go on to have
Yeah, the way his bone's sticking out, I think his arm was broken before.
successful UFC careers. But this was 17 years ago, long before any of them found fame in the octagon, and the two men tasked with molding these unrefined talents into real ultimate fighters are coaches Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture.
The cannabis industry is exploding nationwide, and that's why I created the Master Mentors Live educational platform to train.
I'm gonna just keep it a band, bro. If you're not handing out the doja at this event, I'm not pulling up, bro. That's on God. Next.
There is another man whose malign influence can be felt all over Season 1 like a Sith Lord with an arts degree, and that's Craig Pelagian. You won't see him on the show, but if you watched Season 1 and were wondering why the fighters were taking part in ridiculous team elimination challenges like speed sawing logs or carrying the coaches across Lake Mead in an armchair, you can thank.
It's called the Ultimate Fighter, not the Ultimate Carrier Coach through Lake Mead on a Barker Lounger? Yeah, Barker Lounger show.
Craig. Pelagian was the creator of the reality TV/game show Survivor and the producer of TUF. And it was his idea to add all the trappings of mid-2000s reality TV, such as challenges, immunity and eliminations, into the only reality TV show where people were already literally fighting each other to stay on the show. Another staple of 2000s reality TV was having this woman host the show.
What? Okay, I definitely didn't see this season then. But I literally watched it on YouTube. Bro, I definitely didn't see this season, because ain't no way in hell. Who the hell is she?
You don't know who the fuck she is, do you? Apparently she was Chuck Liddell's girlfriend, and also she did some singing and...
Oh, I chuck a real one for that. Yeah, but get your girl a job, bro. Real one.
Or Playboy. Either way, much like the challenges, she's as pointless an addition as a HR department on the Death Star. It takes barely 10 minutes into episode 1 for Chris Lieben to assert his position as the alpha dickhead in the house.
Chris was up yelling, doing this, doing that, drunk, making a total fool out of himself.
Man, you should hop in the shower, bro.
Hey, Pokemon, did you shower yet?
I'm going right now.
Those guys were really boring. Very boring, yes. Boring as They have no personality at all. Nobody does in here.
For better or worse, Lieben was the biggest personality on the show, a man who could flit from being a bully to a broken young man, haunted by more demons.
I wanna bang, bro. You wanna be a bang, bro?
Than the Doomslayer, depending on how much he'd had to drink that episode. You see, unlike modern seasons, TUF 1 took place in
Bro, ain't no way in hell he just opened a beer bottle with his teeth. Bro, he got the strongest teeth in America.
a time when the UFC valued entertainment and ratings more than the physical safety of the contestants. So this pressure cooker of violent young men with
Boy, I thought that heavy black dude, a heavy black ball dude, was whack 100.
nothing to do in between training sessions was stocked with more booze than an Irish funeral.
My boy Chris just starts getting hammered. He's a character, man.
Who's with me?
Lieben's a wild man. He went pretty crazy.
The credits have
Bro, y'all painted that man's toes, bro. Y'all need to get slammed on.
barely rolled on season 1, and Lieben is already absolutely plastered. Like any successful bully, he has a talent for finding the weakest in the group. And in season 1, that weak link came in the form of a quiet, unassuming Canadian named Jason Thacker. In the years since TUF 1 aired, Lieben has stated that going into season 1, most of the contestants were pretty much already guys talented enough that the UFC had been scouting them. They were fighting on the regional circuits, and some like Lieben and Mike Swick had already fought each other before coming into the house. The majority of the TUF contestants were destined for the UFC regardless of the outcome of the show. The odd man out was Thacker.
But that's messed up.
He would later admit in an interview with Bloody Elbow's Chuck Mindenhall that he had never trained MMA before joining the cast of TUF.
Bruv, no way you pulled up with no type of training at all. But you would at least know how to box?
Thacker had no gym and trained in an abandoned truck stop in the middle of nowhere in British Columbia.
And that man training in the hood of British Columbia.
He had fought in a few unsanctioned boxing matches, and upon hearing that the UFC were casting for a reality TV show called the
Yo, whoever made this song needs to contact Konami so they can put this in every Yu-Gi-Oh game. This song is hitting.
Ultimate Fighter, Thacker sent in the only existing video of one of his fights. The showrunners knew he wasn't at the same skill level as the rest of the cast and used him as an example of what happened when an average Joe tried ultimate fighting. Nick
Who remembers Joe's vs. Pros?
Named Strange Brew in episode 1 by a drunk Lieben.
Right? Hey,
Spike really had them shows back in the day, no cap.
you're Strange Brew. It's done been said. Once it's said, it's through.
Thacker was remarkable for being completely unremarkable. In a house full of alpha bros, the inexperienced and socially awkward Thacker was always going to be the target for bullying.
Correct.
Lieben wasted no time zeroing in on his target. After an evening spent making fun of Thacker, Lieben waited until he was showering and for the coup de grace, pissed on his bed. The sight of Jason Thacker unwittingly sleeping on a pillow of Lieben's piss is intensely uncomfortable to watch, and even 17 years later, it still makes me feel profoundly sorry for Jason Thacker. He would last for 2 entire episodes, despite almost dying from exhaustion during the Hell Week, when coaches worked their fighters to the brink of death to gauge their fitness.
I'm just struggling just to say, keep going here. I've had some, some worries, some trepidation on whether I should even continue or cut my losses and stuff. But we'll see.
Man, I hope he's doing well in life.
In episode 2, after failing the coach's challenge, Team Couture unsurprisingly voted to send Thacker home.
Oh, duh.
He would return for the Ultimate Fighter finale, where he got his chance for revenge in a fight against Chris Lieben. Lieben TKO'd him within the first minute. And that was the last time Jason Thacker ever competed in Ultimate Fighting.
Damn shame.
Back on the show, confusion reigned, as the fighters didn't even know that they were expected to fight for their place in the house. One of the contestants, Bobby Southworth, said, "The way it was explained to us was it was going to be kind of like a Survivor thing, where we went through all these different types of challenges, and then whoever the last 2 guys in the weight class were at the end of the show, those were the guys that were going to fight. That was what we were told. Nobody was expecting to fight."
I know what? Boy, it's called The Ultimate Fighter, boy. You weren't expecting a fight on The Ultimate Fighter? Granted, it's the first season, so the rules is up in the air, bro. But that's the main thing I would assume when I signed up, that we were throwing hands.
The first 2 fighters to leave the show had been voted off, so when the fighters found out in episode 3 that not only did they have to take part in ridiculous elimination challenges, now they were also required to fight, and on top of that, they weren't going to be paid for said fights. Unsurprisingly, nobody was enthusiastic about it.
Oh yeah, bro. Bro, I'm not fighting for free, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Dana be trying people like, bro.
Fighting, Dana arrived to harangue the troops and delivered what historians agree upon as the most stirring motivational speech of the 20th century.
Let me explain something to everybody. This is a very, and when I say very, I can't explain to you what a unique opportunity this is. You have nothing to worry about every day, except coming in and getting better at what supposedly you want to do for a living. Big deal.
Understandable, but they also have to worry about them dumbass challenges. Dana.
The guy sleeping next to you stinks. He's drunk all night, making noise.
What about people pissing on your bed and you sleeping in it? Bruh, I would have killed Chris Lieben. He would have been dead. Hands or no hands. Soon as he go to sleep, he's dying there. So there's that. There's that. Would have caught a body on cam.
You can't sleep. You got roommates. We picked who we believe are the best guys in this country right now.
You do realize you need sleep to be able to function correctly, though, right, Dana?
We did. And you guys are it. Act like it, man. Do you want to be...
Bro, y'all picked Jason Thatcher, bro. That's a damn lie, bro. He ain't never even trained before.
Fighter. That's the question. That's why I'm here. It's not about cutting weight. It's not about living in a house. It's about, do you want to be a fighter? It's not all signing autographs and banging broads when you get out of here. It's not. It's no fun, man. It's a job, just like any other job. So the question is, not did you think you had to make weight, did you think you had to do this? Do you want to be a fighter? That is my question. And only you know that. Anybody who says they don't, I don't want you here. And I'll throw you the out of this gym so fast your head will spin. It's up to you. I don't care. Cool? I love y'all.
That man just showed a scene for Karate Kid. He crazy as hell.
That's why you're here. Have a good night, gentlemen.
It's on. Let's go.
I heard about healthcare.gov and how easy it was to sign up. And with a new law, I was able to find a plan at $0 a month.
Further cementing the reputation that early 2000s MMA had the same regard for safety as a mosh pit, Bobby Southworth was required to cut 22 pounds in 24 hours.
Oh, hell no. Bro, you should just told him to quit life at that point, bro. What?
In order to make weight for his fight, in scenes that would get any TV show cancelled faster than the average Paramount Plus subscription if it was aired today. Southworth spent hours cycling on a stationary bike inside the sauna, to the point where he could no longer stand. His half-dead corpse is literally dragged feet first back into the sauna by one of the greatest MMA trolls of all time.
I ain't gonna lie, Josh K. You was either gonna catch a body or be a great friend. One of the two.
Josh Koscheck.
At 210 degrees in there for an hour, that's gonna break you. Whether you're the toughest man on the face of the earth, it's gonna break you at some point, and he broke.
Koscheck and Chuck Liddell proceed to lock Southworth in the sauna, while cackling like hyenas and making fun of Southworth for almost dying like a little bitch.
He already knows he's over, yet he's not trying to cut. He's just laying around and bitching about it. Do you?
Dana, you cut 22 pounds in 24 hours. And then come talk to me. You're talking about weight that you should be cutting over months, a month at least, 2 months at least. 24 hours to cut 22 pounds is impossible. Actually impossible.
Do you want to be a fighter? That is my question.
Weight cutting is a serious issue.
Do you want to catch a body? That is my question. Look. Like, bro, you could die. You're literally trying to basically get rid of almost all the water in your body. And you still have to do other things, like
issue in MMA, and fighters have died due to complications from huge weight cuts. Koscheck essentially gambled with Southworth's life by dragging him back into that.
That's what I'm saying. He's either trying to be a great friend or trying to catch a body. One of the two. And even then, it wouldn't have been a great friend moment. It would have just been like a misguided friend moment. I'm just trying to help you, but at the same time, I was like,
sauna. But this was 2000s MMA, and it was ultimate.
We love the ultimate.
If you died, you were a pussy who probably didn't even train UFC. Unbelievably, Southworth would cut the 22 pounds. And
how in the hell? There's no way. There's actually no way. There's no way he actually cut 22 pounds. Bruh. Huh?
And go on to win his fight by
huh? You let it who cut 22 pounds beat you in a fight? No way in hell. Bruh, that man brain gotta be running on fumes, bruh. But you just duck left, duck right, pop him off.
12-second KO.
Everything I'm seeing, I achieve it, bitch, we best. Everything I'm seeing, I achieve it, bitch, we best. Everything Everything I'm seeing, I achieved it, bitch, you best believe it. It has been my Nintendo shit, shit, though, kick it with my kinfolk. Haters just be talking, so I really do not need that info. Yeah, that info, yeah. Talk for a sending, I'm back in this bitch, hella me pending. Mind on $1 million, and I'm needing like